Welcome back to the Stoop football fans. It's your boy Lolo. It's another Friday night down in the basement. Bring y'all another Premier League happy hour. So let's crack them if you got them. Cheers to y'all on another Premier League week up ahead. There you
Cheers,
are,
buddy.
Cheers. Hey, and special thanks to you. I've got your cooler as well.
I was looking for it. And I was looking for the pots that I made that pea soup in. I was like, shit, I have nothing.
We're still eating pea soup, man. Still using the pot. Just haven't even taken it out of the pot. It's just you just keep adding water to it, and it's like it never ends.
Go ahead. Go with your rant.
Kidding. The soup didn't last 2 days. We ate that for days. I don't even think my wife had Thanksgiving dinner. I know the Thanksgiving Day, she didn't have anything except your soup. So John makes a killer split pea soup with ham, like chunks and chunks of ham in it.
There's like 7 pounds of ham in there.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's fantastic.
Yeah. All right.
Anyway.
Go ahead. Go with your Arsenal bullshit.
Well, it has been before I do that, I just want to say hi to everybody who's in the chat. I think Anders was first, like he usually is. So good to see you, Anders. Valentina was there, Director John. Mo Master was even here early. Talking to Valentina a little bit. And John Luff Garside, good to see you as well. Evening all, MOT. Yes, sir. Marching on together. We also had Deborah the Zebra, Wolves fan in the house. Scooby D2, Matt James. Good to see you all on here. Very good to see y'all, Scooby. Well, let's get to it. There were actually 2 match weeks since we've last been on the show. That's not our fault for once. There was just midweek matches. So a lot has happened. Arsenal with 2 decisive victories. They were able to defeat Nottingham Forest at the weekend, and then midweek were able to take care of Manchester United to the tune of 2-0 because, and I know everybody's saying that it's a negative thing, but we are the Corner Kings. Yes, we are the Corner Kings, and we'll take it. You can call us corner set piece merchants, set piece FC, whatever you want to call it. Last time I checked, a goal off a set piece still counts as a goal. And if you score more set piece goals than your opponent scores goals, you still win the game. You still get all 3 points. So there's a lot of nonsense going on right now about the way Arsenal are scoring set pieces, and it's no fair, and they're cheating, and they're fouling, and the refs just aren't calling these fouls, and they're getting away with it, and all this wah bullshit. Come on, man. Come on, son. If you all know we're doing it, find a way to stop it. And if you all think we're cheating and they're not calling it, then you should start doing it. They're not going to call it then. Matter of fact, the Premier League is thinking about instilling a new rule for next season that says if the goalkeeper holds the ball too long, he's going to award a corner kick to the other team. Arsenal's like, no more time wasting against us because nobody's going to want to give us a corner kick. Anyway, very, very happy with my Arsenal this week. I managed to claw 2 points back from Liverpool because Tony's Newcastle United came out balling. And I mean, I can't imagine anybody except a Liverpool fan who would say that Newcastle didn't deserve all 3 points. I mean, they were the better team for all but 10, 20 minutes of that match, for all but Mo Salah, a little bit of Trent magic there, but Newcastle, tough one there, even with the referee blowing the whistle at the last minute when Newcastle was on a break. Yes, they were over time, but we see that happen all the time. It was a fun match to watch, and I'm sure we'll get into it. And I think Tony might even be on the show. Wait, what is it? What was that last one? Something about whinging? Can Can we call you whinging gooner bastards? Sure, you can call us whatever we want as long as we're winning. I don't care. Anyway, let's see what else happened this weekend. Manchester City found a way to win. They won another game. Did they win twice? No, they won. They lost to Liverpool, and then they beat. Yeah, and then they beat Nottingham Forest. So very, very interesting stuff going on. West Ham, what the hell happened with Leicester? Leicester got that new manager bounce, that rude bounce. Ipswich lost. Wolves got absolutely hammered. Incredible. Well, let's get to it. Let me bring on one of our first guests to co-host with me tonight because Mark went to the dentist, and in the US, we have horrible healthcare. So instead of removing a tooth, they added 4 more teeth and sealed his mouth shut. I told him that would be a great way for him to be on the show. He said, not so much. Well, he didn't say that. He texted that because he can't talk right now. So my lovely co-host today is Mr. Tom. Oh, it's Hulkamania, Tom. It's Hulka Tom.
Oh, hey, everyone. How's it going?
Good, man.
I felt quite bad because I thought I didn't actually intend on waking Mark up this morning with telling him that Monday is going to be El Sakiko. Well, I did, but I didn't realise that Mark was going in for surgery or however you want to put it. And then after I actually misread his initial comment because I thought I'd be having it on the Monday. So I thought, oh well, that might not. I don't know where I'm going with this, but basically, I didn't read Dave's having it today. I read Dave's having it on Monday, and I thought, oh, that can make his day go from worse to shit if they lose. But then, is it worse? Do you want to keep the manager that's underperforming? Anyway, it's not for me to say. That's more for Mark to say, but he can't say it. He can text it, though, and I'm sure he will. Do we really want to talk about teams that are losers?
Who? Wolves? Mark doesn't. No. What happens is we end up talking more about Wolves when Mark isn't here.
True.
And he gets very mad about that. I see him during the week, and I'll be like, "Dude, we actually talked a lot about Wolves." He's like, "Shut up! I don't want to hear about it. I watched the show. I hate you guys just talking nonsense about my club." But look, just in case anybody's missing him, I still have the special drawing of Mark with Finger the Duck. So there you go. If you're missing him, he's right there. Anyway, Mr. Tom, BX Gunner, good to see you in the house as well. Mr. Tom, a lot of stuff happened this weekend in the Premier League. I know you're a Leeds United fan, and you're correcting me on how I said John Lufgarside.
It's not
and
Luff,
I am saying
it's the Leeds acronym.
I know it is. I'm saying Lufk. I can start pronouncing it John Lufc Garside, but he has a capital L, lowercase u, lowercase f, lowercase c. That's Lufk. Sorry. At least I didn't say Mott. At least I didn't say Mott. I said M-O-T, okay? Give me some credit here.
I'll give you lots of credit all the time, sir, just not to your face.
Well, good. Like a true friend. Absolutely. So, talk to me about this week. Were there any surprises this week? We had 2 match weeks in the past 7 days. So, anything surprise you? Anything stand out to you this weekend? Or
well, Ipswich were going from strength to strength, weren't they? Because everyone knows I'm very fond of that club, and they lost to Crystal Palace. So that tells me about the strength of the Premier League, because Ipswich, they did quite well last year, and this year Southampton as well, also crap. Chelsea, sorry, I'm gonna go all over the place because of course I am.
Let's do it.
Southampton, Chelsea set a Premier League XG record, I believe, for an away side of 5.29, I believe. And also, as the memes all say, Deborah the Zebra, quite right. Dawson, playing for Wolves, has made himself Everton's second highest top scorer of the season because of his own goal bonanza on, I believe it was Wednesday night.
I mean, doesn't Dawson have like the most own goals in history or something like that?
It wouldn't surprise me if it turned out to be true. Scooby paying homage to the duck, as everyone should. Helicopter heist. Is that on Netflix, Scooby? Sorry, don't mean to. I'm easily distracted by the chat. I can't help it. I have a problem. I should go and see someone about it. But I think some people enjoy that. In all seriousness,
yeah, he has 5 own goals in 300 appearances. He has 5 own goals in the Premier League. When he was on West Ham, I think the Hammers were telling us they were glad that he was gone because he was always good for an own goal. And then he got 2. I don't know if these are updated stats, so he may have 7. But
has he actually scored more goals than own goals? He has to have scored more goals than own goals, right?
He has 0 goals. He has 0 goals. Let me see. All seasons. He has 21 goals, but those may be counting his own goals as well. So,
but to be fair to him, even if it is counting his own goals, he's still over it.
I think he was part of the problem why I had to get the irons tattooed in my head, because the bet ended up being like, no, you said West Ham wouldn't score more goals than Arsenal. And we technically did because we had 2 own goals. Dawson was one of the own goals, I think.
Not to go too behind the curtain on this, though, but you didn't seem to me the most reluctant person to get that shaved into your head for the content.
Yeah, I was like, it's fucking fine. And he wasn't going to do it if I didn't do it. So I was like, that's fine with me. And I'll just shave my head immediately after we film if I want.
I said you was absolutely right at the time. Like, you can't lay out that
I remember
not do it.
I remember I went to work the next day. Actually, I went to an MTV shoot, and I remember being on the subway. I had my hat on because I was like, this looks too much. Nobody watches football here. Nobody's going to recognize that this is West Ham Irons. They're just going to think it's a swastika. Like that's what they're going to think.
I mean, that would be the most shocking thing that I've heard to be compared to that. But that is West Ham, isn't it? Sorry. What did I say? Wolves are after Corberan. Deborah Zebra, I cannot begin to tell you how much that is news you do not want to hear.
Who does he manage?
Context, he manages West Bromwich Albion in the Championship. He used to be the Leeds United assistant manager and the under-21 manager at the same time under Bielsa, because of course he did 2 jobs. He's a fine manager if your goal is to not concede goals. He's fine. He's a fine manager. He's not the best manager if you then want to score goals, because basically, out of all the home games West Brom have had this year, I believe they've scored in 2 games.
Wolves aren't generally having a problem scoring goals. They're just
he'll solve that issue immediately.
Shit ton of goals.
No, he'll solve that. That's for him. Wolves scoring a shit ton of goals is a problem that will need to be solved by him, because he'll stop that immediately.
Mr. Tom, since you picked out a comment that led us down that route of not scoring goals and all that, I want to pick out a comment here. Mo Master says Mourinho lashed out at Pep. That was my headline this week. Did you see that? Did you happen to see that, Mr. Tom? Do you know what he's talking about?
I'm not going to lie and say that I've seen it, but I'm not surprised that it happened, because Pep was constantly getting the better of him. And how many chances would you have in the career of football to actually be able to say something about Pep Guardiola and it might stick?
Well, what he actually said was, somebody asked Mourinho about Pep Guardiola putting up the 6 fingers to Liverpool fans, and he said, well, I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, he might have won 6 and I might have only won 2 or 3 or however many he said. And then he goes, but I basically, I didn't cheat. I didn't have 115 charges over my head the whole time. I didn't have all this controversy the whole time, and I did it cleanly. The only controversy I had was this type of shit. So pretty funny for Mourinho, who's coaching. Is he still at Roma right now? Like he's kind of fading away.
He's in Turkey. No, he's in Fenerbahce.
Oh, he's in Turkey. Fenerbahce. Yeah, same colors, right? Yeah.
What I will say, and Tony's going to be joining us shortly. Spoiler. But I'm glad to see him. That this is generally true. Jose saying about cheating is criminal. It's absolutely criminal because he was a manager of the Chelsea team that could buy anyone. They bought a drug cheat. They sacked him, to be fair. I mean, that's not really relevant or anything. I just want to mention it. But to sit there like you also weren't managing a team that had an unlimited budget. You all know what I'm getting at. He managed a Chelsea team to like 2 titles, and then I think he got another one. Like the facts of this are irrelevant. It's Friday night and we're on the Stoop. Who gives a shit? But fuck it. He is a hypocritical motherfucker. He's right, by the way, though.
Yeah.
They are.
It'd be like Ivan Toney coming out and saying, like, this is absolutely disgraceful what Tonali has done. He comes over to Newcastle, absolute disgrace, betting on fantasy football or whatever he's doing. And you're like, Ivan Toney, the only reason you're available to interview right now is because you're still suspended.
I've got an answer to this comment. It will not require 5 minutes discussion. He won't cost 70 million if you get relegated.
All right. Well, I want to bring on our next guest. So if we can wake him up a little bit, I think he's having a nap. I see him back there. No, he's playing FIFA. It looks like. There he is. All right, he is playing FIFA. That bastard. I was like, he's either angrily sitting like this, or I just can't see his hands playing FIFA. What up? Is that your Baggio ugly sweater?
Yeah, and I got my Christmas lights. I wore to work today.
Tony.
Awesome. You were in the
Godfather.
In the spirit.
Yeah,
what's going on, Tony? You're a happy man. You according to our text messages, you were prepared for a 6-0 defeat against Liverpool.
I was ready for Chris to text me and just rub it in my bum hole with preparation H after just being sore from Mo Salah.
Well, he was getting ready to. That's the thing about Chris, though, is if they beat you straight up 6-0, you wouldn't hear much from him unless you talked shit a few weeks later. Then he would just remind you. He's the type that if they would have won that game, he would have come out and said, "Damn, that's a good game. We probably didn't deserve to win it. Good game. I'm glad we did. This is how we win the league." Blah blah. He's a weird shit talker like that. So you're in a little bit of safe hands. If it was Najee, not so much. If it was Chelsea, not so much.
Najee just disappears for 2 years if you beat him in a football match.
We told him to be on the show too. I asked him even just to do a minute-long recording. Nothing.
I mean, I can only pray to the old gods of new that Chelsea somehow get relegated or some crazy. Don't make Europe, and then they can't afford to not be in any European leagues next year. But hey,
yeah, we need something to happen there. Well, we'll get to Chelsea in a minute. Talk to me about your feelings about the Newcastle Liverpool, and thank you, by the way. I know a lot of Arsenal fans are fans of Newcastle for this moment in time and this moment in time only.
Oh man, it was nuts. Well, I mean, I'm trying to remember Tuesday now. Feels like so long ago. Or Wednesday. I don't remember what
you
day
guys
it was.
kicked off. You looked like the better team from the get-go. Y'all were owning the midfield. Their midfield looked porous. You guys were finding lots of space over the top. You probably should have been 2-0 up at halftime because Anthony Gordon was one-on-one with the keeper.
And Murphy.
I don't know if he thought he was offside. Murphy as well. Jeez, man.
It was like, whoa, all like, and the worst was like when Murphy got played that ball, which was awesome. I was like, oh, he's gonna fucking finally score, and then and then he missed two. He missed two from the post. I thought Keller
He
played
even
really
had a
well.
cracker from outside the box, didn't he? That was just a little bit wide, but that looked
Yeah.
very good. You guys were on. I was like, you guys should be like 5-0 up right now, because Salah's going to do something.
Yeah, I was like, like, there's no way this. I mean, and they were peppering Lewis Hall on the left side, like he was just getting no help. So I couldn't blame him for the goals. But Isak's goal was just. It felt like if anybody remembers Balotelli's goal against Germany in 2012, like just fucking smoked it from outside, from outside the box. I was like, whoa, where did that come from? So that was beautiful.
2012.
Yeah.
You want us to remember a goal from 2012?
I remember. I
remember a missed penalty from the same tournament. Lanzini, or it was a player who used to play. He went on to play for West Ham, but he actually does this. Simone Zaza. No, you're right. Yeah. You corrected me. You're right. I was wrong. But basically, the point is, he does this run up. He does the run up where you have to score after doing this douchey run up. You cannot miss, and he put it in row Z, and I've never forgot him. Well, I remember the penalty. I forgot his name instantly, clearly, but just thank you for reminding me that it happened. I appreciate that. In all seriousness, though, I do have one opinion that I need to thank you all on. I need to thank the Premier League specifically. I need to thank the Premier League for scheduling that match, or Amazon Prime in England, for scheduling the match in midweek, so it could never have become a betting in the dark pick, because I knew what I would say if it was, because I would have gone, this is the most overhyped match in British football, including Rangers versus basically every time it comes around, I'm like, everyone's going to go on that, oh, remember the 4-3, like, I remember it happening nearly 30 fucking years ago, and then us getting lots of 1-0 since, like, but I didn't get to say that, and then didn't get to look a fool when it actually turned out to be an incredibly great Premier League match. So cheers for letting me have another different 3 matches. Appreciate it.
Yeah, I actually. Go ahead, Lolo. Go ahead.
No. As soon as you said 6-0 on the chat, I went and I put a bet for as many goals, like the over as high as it would let me, and it only let me do 6.5. So I went over, and no, because it was 3-3.
Oh, it had to be over. Oh, it had to be over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I needed one more, and I was like, I can't be mad, because if they would have offered 7 or 8, I was gonna pick it because I'm stupid, and that's how I bet.
No, that's what I was feeling. I was like, this is gonna be like some crazy.
But the way it was going, and then like he's going at the last second. Well, you guys had a free kick right before time where you could have won the game, and then you got the ball back when stoppage time is already over, and you go on the break and they blow the whistle. Yeah. And I'm just thinking, if it was the other way around, would they have blown the whistle? That's where you wonder about these biases. If it was Arsenal, would they have blown the whistle if it was Arsenal?
That was a criminal referee blow. It was criminal. I didn't make that sound very PG, but if it'd been the other way around, we would have not heard, we'd not seen the rest of it all year. It'd have been, if Liverpool end up not winning the title, I mean, they're probably going to at this stage, but if they went on to not win the title, they would almost want this match replayed just to make it happen.
Yeah, they'd be like, oh, Carragher.
Well, they would have lost the game.
The referee. I can't even do a Scouse accent, but Jamie Carragher would have never. You would have never fucking heard the end of it. Yeah.
No,
it was a great match. Besides that.
So here's a couple of things in this that concern me, because now every match for Newcastle fans, at least. Any match this coming weekend that goes past stoppage time and there is a goal in extra time, we're not going to hear the end of it. We're not. It's going to be one of those things. And also, Just imagine somebody shoulders Mo Salah in the face while he doesn't have the ball in the box, and there's no call, or he gets the penalty call. What Van Dijk did to Anthony Gordon.
Yeah, my wife was watching. She's like, he just fucking decked him in the face. I was like,
as Anthony Gordon was like running to get the follow up because the shot was saved, and he fucking boom, and they reviewed it and they looked at it. So I'm fine with them not giving that call if they don't give those calls and they let people play that way. But that one was like, dude. And I think
even the penalty shout was like,
Now I missed that one. I hear people talking about that one because the Arsenal match had started at that time. What happened?
Yeah. I mean, he was like just a foot in the box, and they went like knee to knee, and he got taken down. I mean, it was close, but it was close enough to go to review, and I was like, if Mo Salah goes down,
yeah. Well, I love that they ended up saying about the Van Dijk one is like, no, it's ruled a coming together. When you see it,
that's not PG.
He looks at Anthony Gordon, sees him coming, turns forward, and goes boom. Like, he makes it. He does his job to make it look incidental, but it's such a clear shoulder.
Caught all his cheek, cheek.
How is that a coming together? Like, no.
Yeah, I was like, damn. All right, okay. But I thought Keller played pretty well. Besides that, like he was getting just smoked on the right side. I would love him. I would take him.
Doesn't surprise me, Deborah. Doesn't surprise me at all. Sorry.
No, Deborah, we didn't actually see that.
I'll see everything. See everything.
Don't
test me on it.
So Tony, to stay on Newcastle. Sorry, John, I'm looking for. Maybe I should just let you do this. There we go. Yeah, you guys play Brentford at home. Brentford up and down, but it seems to be in line with their home and away, where they are very, very good at home, not so good away. You guys seem to win a game and then lose a game and then win a game and then lose a game. So drawing this game against Liverpool, what are you thinking about this game against Brentford coming up?
Well, what makes me nervous, and I've seen people talk about this, and I agree, against, I think it was Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, somebody else in the top six. We haven't given up points at home, I think. Like some like weird stat like that.
Yeah, possibly.
And
because
then
I know
you
beat us. You beat us. Did you draw with City?
Yeah, drew with Man City because Gordon had a PK.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, like against like non-top 10 sides, for some reason they beat Forest somehow, but otherwise losing to Fulham, Brighton,
West Ham.
So I'm just like, who's gonna show up tomorrow? I mean, they're level on points, so maybe Wednesday put a fire up their ass and they're like, yeah, we're good, or like. And I also hope the Tonali continues playing in the middle, because finally seeing him just like make passes, like he I don't know how to describe how he plays, but if you watch the beginning, just the way he does like the no-look passes, and he just like knows where he wants to put the ball, and people are like, oh shit, this guy's just gonna like pass it like on a dime. Whereas like Bruno like tends to like hold it, and he's trying for David Beckham style passes across the pitch. I'm like, dude, you're not that kind of guy. Let's not do it. And you can do that on FIFA later.
Since 1993, so it doesn't really bear any relevance to the match at hand, but Newcastle have had score lines with Brentford that include 5-1, 4-1, 3-1, 3-3. That was in 2021. 5-1 and 4-2. So basically, you don't play each other very often, but when you do, there tends to be goals, and I see goals tomorrow. But who
So you're
for, Jeff?
saying both teams to score is the pick there.
Absolutely. Oh, that'd be the first one I put down for both teams to score. So watch it be 0-0. But anyway, sorry, what?
Momaster, just to respond to that, it's called football IQ. I know that. That's why I'm saying he knows exactly what he's doing. So to call it a coming together is fucking nonsense, because anybody who knows the game knows what he's doing. So I'm fine with that not being called. We're talking about the Virgil van Dijk shoulder to the face of Anthony Gordon. I'm fine with that not being called. Just don't call it when it happens to a superstar. You know, don't call it when it happens to Holland, or probably have to be a big fucking dude to make it happen to Holland. But like Salah, don't call it when it happens to Salah or Saka or any of these other twats.
So one other thing from the fixtures. Sorry, Tony, go on, mate.
No. Go ahead. I was just saying that's what's annoying is it'll apply to some, but not all. Go ahead, Tom.
It's nonsense, really. But whatever. When it isn't not nonsense, when math opens. But Man City got the win finally. 7 games for Manchester City. That's the equivalent of, a million years for a Man City fan. But back when the real Man City fans supported Man City, they'd not win in 7 all the time because they were shit. But still, pardon my language. I do fear this is actually the start of like an 18-game win streak where they will go on to win the Premier League.
Oh yeah, I just feel, and then I was reading that De Bruyne played amazing, and I'm like, oh, here we go.
Of course he did, because their actual best player is back. I know Rodri won the Ballon d'Or and he scores the important goals and Champions League final and all that, but that is a different team when that man is in it and it's clicking.
Yeah, and then I was reading that Grealish played well in the midfield, so it's like, oh, okay.
Well, every donkey has his day, I suppose, but just you know what I mean. That let's be fair, BX. You are not a reliable narrator on Manchester City's fortunes, sir. You support Arsenal. You're looking at it from a totally different lens, whereas I'm looking at it through the lens of what actually usually happens across the winter when they basically then go 4 months without even drawing a game. Like they win them all. They turn into like prime Barcelona 2011 over Christmas. Wow. Oh, wait, that's because they were managed by the man that managed prime Barcelona in 2011. Imagine my shock. Sorry, what?
No, I'm just looking at this. The last goal that Erling Haaland scored in the Premier League is nearly a month ago. It was on November 9th in the Premier League. I think he's only scored like one other one in Champions League, maybe. But it's been nearly a month. If he doesn't score tomorrow, it will be over a month since he scored in the Premier League.
What will they ever do?
What are they gonna do?
Before
Chris, what a drought! A month without a goal. There are teams that go a month without a goal.
It's insane, and he's still at the top of the goal. He's still like at the top of the table of for.
He's got what, like 13 or like 11 or something crazy.
I mean, they're gonna go all in for Zubamendi. I think they'll have a little. They'll kick on. I think starting in January or February.
Yeah, but why Zubamendi? Like as a Rodri,
they need a number 6. I mean, it's pretty clear.
Oh, for Gundogan.
They look discombobulated in midfield, and then I just don't think I've never seen Foden look so pedestrian as a result of I think what's going on in the midfield. But
Their dominance doesn't end if Liverpool wins this Premier League. It
No.
ends if Liverpool then go on to win the next Premier League as well, and maybe even the one after. I know I'm asking a lot there, but I'm just saying.
Liverpool's not going to win the Premier League this year, so it doesn't matter. But
yeah, you know
you have
who
a fairly
is
good shot
Chris?
At it, to be fair.
Chelsea,
you know who is?
and then fucking
Chelsea.
Najee is going
Whoa.
Chelsea is gonna fucking win it just to make our lives fucking miserable.
I don't. I mean, we might.
Dawson scores more than Haaland. That's right. That's
true.
You should get half a goal for
good.
an own goal.
I mean, Saliba's ass has more
He
goals.
still has more goals
than Haaland, in the last
even
one.
if you give half an own goal.
Yeah. I mean, I think
Chris. No, go ahead. Keep going.
No, I mean, I think they have to go. I mean, they might not finish in the top 4 if they don't. I feel like Rodri's so key to how they play. But Thomas Partey with the assist of a Rudy goal.
You're laughing at your own comments.
Well, I didn't know if anybody would get it. I'm like,
somebody's gotta.
Oh, Tony. I don't think there's a person within the sound of my voice that doesn't know that rumor goes around about that man.
Okay. Because I've heard the chant at the match, so I know.
Oh, I know. Oh, look, it's Lawrence. How you doing, Lawrence? Sorry. It's Lawrence show. Sorry. I'm just talking shit.
I mean, Arsenal's going to kick. I mean, with Odegaard back, you're going to be back in the type of form that you're supposed to be in. But that's pretty amazing. You lose your best midfield player. You guys look a little off. Rodri, same thing.
Yeah. It's
and
we looked less. We looked less off than City.
If we have a Salah injury and Jota's not back, there's not enough goals. It's just. But.
Yeah, but Salah does so much, man.
Yeah.
He does even when he's not directly involved in a goal, he's pulling defenders. You're just, if you're a defender, he's always on your mind. He's somebody you cannot.
He looks much better than last year.
Would you sell
a haircut?
And I understand a stupid question on surface, but if you're not going to give him a contract, why is selling him a realistic option in January?
No.
Chris wanted him sold 2 years ago.
Well, that's what I'm asking.
He's better than he was.
You will get a fee. You will get a fee for him, even at his age and at this point in the contract. You will get a fee from that man, and obviously a very high and stupid one.
Yeah, I know, but if we drop from
more money than
fifth, if we drop from 1st to 5th between January and May, I don't think it's going to be worth the fee.
He'll still get the Champions League.
I think they should let him go.
I would see what
actually wants to go. I don't think he wants to go.
Of course, he doesn't want to go. He wants to get paid.
Well, the problem is they also have to. I mean, they might lose Trent too. I think they can sign one, but not the other. And you got to keep
definitely going.
Stop it, you.
His best Real Madrid. Real Madrid.
Mo Master, are you buying Trent? Well, not him personally.
I mean, to be honest, he's always looked like he belongs in a stupid white shirt. He's always looked like a Real Madrid player.
You ain't getting 3 years. I mean, I'm not saying Mo Master's wrong for saying. I mean, just point of facts. You ain't getting 3 years at Salah's age.
Mo Salah in 3 years will still be better than most wingers in the league.
The thing is, I don't think he signs for anything less than 3 years.
Salah?
That's the stalemate, clearly.
I mean, you have to be willing to get at least one really bad year out of the 3.
If Salah carries you guys, if he carries you guys to a title this season, which kicks off the Arne Slot era, you should have him on the bench as a fucking goalkeeper for the next 15 years, just like the dude from Man City who's been paid for 20 years $1 million a year. Carson, yeah.
Oh, Scott Carson's.
Scott Carson needs to
He's
write
arguably the most important player in Manchester City, and I know that sounds absurd as a statement. He really is.
He's homegrown.
He's homegrown.
Exactly
homegrown.
right. Because they have him sitting on the bench, knowing he's never really going. I mean, they bring him on and like he's lucky to even play the third round of the Carabao Cup. That's how unimportant he actually is to the footballing side of things. But because he's there, that means they can actually bring in someone that's not English and play them, which actually makes him the most important player of the club.
That's why they pay him like $1 million a year or something. Like he's not on nothing.
It's a good
Well,
gig.
they could get an English player from the academy to do the same thing. Just sit there.
No, because that player would have goals and aspirations. Carson is living his fucking dream life. He's like, I know I'm not a great keeper,
but you just get a different one every year to sit there and be English, essentially.
Cheers,
but no,
John.
he has made himself. He's good around the dressing room. That will 100% be what is said about him. He's good for the dressing room. He's a good lad. He's just very fortunate they come out of his mother's vagina in these borders.
It's also just like, I think at this point, Pep probably just likes him.
Yeah,
I just like him. That's all that matters.
I think
they probably sit and have whiskey and a cigar after a match and talk about shit. You know,
probably gives Pep haircuts for extra income. Like.
He doesn't need extra income.
I originally signed him to learn all of Klopp's secrets, I imagine, from when he was at Liverpool. But then obviously that usefulness outlived itself. But then he
may be kind of like the broads in the Wolf of Wall Street type stuff, where he has all the money taped to him all the time.
He's got the heroin balloon in his butthole.
Yeah, he's got all the actual shady documents taped to him in his gloves, in his boots. They're like, Scotty, you are up today.
Maybe he's the kryptonite to 115 charges. Like, as long as he's around, the 115 charges don't go through.
Oh, Anders, 43 months.
That's
older than my kid. Older than my kid. That's awesome. That's incredible. Big up to Anders.
Chris, I only say you shouldn't keep Salah just because I remember reading, like, back in the day when Sir Alex Ferguson and Man United were in their height, he'd always try to, like, refresh the squad. Then my only worry for you guys is if he stays and he does.
I don't know who that team is or who that coach is, so
never heard of him.
Never heard of them.
But I just think, like, at 33,
I think you mean
like,
Andy
you let him
Murray.
just walk,
is that who?
or instead of
if
is just to because otherwise.
I mean, if we get Victor Osimhen, then I'm okay. But I don't know where our goals are going to come from. I mean, because they, like, the people they get rumored as like likely replacements are like a Jared Bowen or a Brian Mbuemo, and I think they could score 15 goals on the team. I don't think they can score 25. I don't know. Maybe Jared Bowen in Liverpool does score 25.
But Chris, don't you think it's more important that you treat somebody who has become a living, active legend of the club? He has helped you win a Premier League for the first time in a while, win your first Champions League. He was a main fixture in the Klopp era, in the Klopp research.
The other thing about signing him is that you can actually find a way to sell him at some point too, right? If you don't sign him, you can't sell him. Like, you sign him, you might get another year, and then maybe after a year or two, you sell him to wherever for obviously a fraction of what you get now.
I think it's more about, like,
I get that. But,
like, then you have the young guys on your team who are trying to do stuff. Your Harvey Elliott's or somebody who may break out, and they go, but in the end,
there's no. I mean, like,
but in the end, the club isn't going to give a shit about me.
As much as I'd like
out to pasture.
As much as I'd like to be sentimental about this stuff, like, I feel like all that shit's out the window now. Like, it's just.
Well, that's why I say, like, it has to be a business thing. Like, either
Barcelona didn't re-sign Lionel Messi. Like, so if that can happen,
Now that he also left to give the club money, didn't he?
Yeah, because
He-
they were fucked.
They were in
dead.
financial straits.
who are you
They
talking about
needed
Messy.
Messi. He's a guy. He's Argentinian. About this tall.
He was pretty good for a few years.
I already had something about him.
MLS MVP.
But
He plays in the MLS. That's probably why you don't know who he is.
Oh no, he's that guy that I watch all the defenders actively avoid trying to tackle because they're
Major
upset.
League Football.
Because they don't want to be the one that cripples the guy with the league television deal.
Exactly.
Which actually
owns
makes a whole
Inter
mockery
Miami.
of the competition, in my opinion.
I mean, I remember. I don't know. I just feel
He
like
perfected football walking.
I just feel like
Where
that
you
age
never
of
have to
romance is kind of gone. Like do you remember Ronaldo getting booed at Madrid in his last couple of years? If he'd go like 3 games without a goal, I just feel like that's just.
Well, at least you know that will never happen to Holland.
Unless you're Iago Aspas at Celta, like it's not gonna.
Or Mark Noble at the West Ham.
I still
United.
think it's the most funny thing ever. They brought him on to score a penalty in his final home game and he missed.
Oh shit! Yeah,
actually brought him off the bench they got a penalty. I'm sure it was against Man United. Brought him on. It was going to be this big moment, like probably a pitch invasion and all that, because it's West Ham and they're scumbags. But fact of the matter is, it doesn't matter because he didn't score it, and I loved it because I'm an arsehole.
It's all good. We still love you.
By the way,
I'm
Tony,
sorry.
do you think you're gonna have Isak next year?
I'd honestly sell Bruno first over Isak because
I'm not talking
it's
about
hard to buy
selling.
goals.
It's more is what has to happen for him to stay because he's fucking incredible.
Yeah, they have to make Europe. I think if they don't make Europe, then he'll probably want to go, and same with Bruno. And
he is to me is the perfect number 9 for Arsenal.
Yo, can I just say my FIFA team? By the way, I'm playing career mode as Martin Odegaard. I am now like 10 years into my career, like 800 wins, 10 losses, 5,000 goals for some reason. But I play for West Ham now. Martin Odegaard for West Ham. We've won the league 3 years in a row.
What level are you playing at?
Isak up front with Nico Williams. And then every now and then they put Beto up front and play Isak on the wing with Nico Williams, Isak. This team is it's just fucking insane. I'm like, how does West Ham get this? Oh, by winning the league 3 years in a row. Your team gets better and better. That's how it goes. But yeah, now every time you say Isak, I'm like, yeah, I feed him all the time. He has 68 goals this season. He's the second highest goal scorer on the team.
You know what's fun is in the career mode, you can like drop into a team like mid-season. So I picked up.
Yeah, I did that. Yeah,
I did that with Palace 11 games in where they were 1-4-6, and we ended up like 20, 25, 7-6.
Ooh.
I got them to second place, even though they were in the relegation zone. But I couldn't topple Liverpool though.
I suspect there was something emotionally holding you back from doing so.
I beat Liverpool both times. I just drew. I had 4 draws in that run. Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, and someone else.
Hey, I'll phone it in. If I end up against Leeds United on a video game or anything, I'll phone it in. I can't help myself. I don't want to have to go look at myself in the mirror and go, "You beat Leeds United," because everyone else usually does.
But
I don't have to.
I had that as well because I started with Odegaard at Arsenal, played a few seasons there, won everything, won the Champions League, won everything, and then like I went to start the next season, and it gave me no option to stay with the club. I had to pick a new club out of the offers that were given to me, and I was like, I just want to stay. And I couldn't, so I was like, they're fucking selling me? They are forcing me out? So now every time I play Arsenal in FIFA, I'm like pissed off. That's why I was like, I went to PSG, Real Madrid, Barcelona. I went all over, won everything. And then I had all these offers from the Premier League to come back. And I was like, I'm going to go to fucking West Ham and I'm going to win everything.
I'll do something
Fuck
far
you.
worse than what I literally just discussed. If I'm another team on Football Manager, I will still set it so I get to watch the Leeds United games that I'm not even going to be managing. I'll watch the game and I will still actively get furious if we underperform / don't win. And I have nothing to do with the match.
It's like you're a spectator in a game of administrators.
Yes, that's exactly what happens.
Lawrence.
What's up, everybody? Good.
You got your papers?
I got my papers trying to get ready and organized. As soon as Tom started disrespecting my West Ham, I had to pop on here. I wasn't ready yet, but no smack
should have
talking
been on
about
at
my
like
Hammers.
7 then. I think the first thing he said was something bad about West Ham.
I'm not shocked. But you know what? Like I said, I respect, I always try to look at the junior league fans and, always try to give them feedback too. So it's all good. It's all respect.
Junior league.
Junior league. Don't encourage him, Chris. Don't encourage him.
Is Leeds out of AAA yet?
And I see a Derby win this week. What do you think, Derby?
Oh, of course you do. Of course you do. Let me tell you something about Derby County. Derby County can go royally fuck themselves. I'm fucking offended by the mere suggestion that they're going to turn up at Ellen Road and do anything except fucking lose like the bitches that they are. Fuck them. They need to suck my dick. Go fuck.
How many goals will Nathaniel Mendez Lang have for?
So Tom, tell us how you really feel.
I hate Derby County. Do you know what? Between 2006 and 2014, Derby County won every single match. Every single match is fucking atrocious. It is abysmal. And I don't care how bad Leeds United were in that era. The fact that we still allowed that to happen.
The Derby, we're about to get promoted. Let's throw the league so we can beat Leeds again next year.
That's right.
Well, if they said that, they successfully did it. Because then they went up and they beat Leeds United in the final game of the season. They were promoted anyway. Leeds were relegated anyway, because of course we're Leeds United. Then they went up, they got their 11 points with their solitary winners season against Newcastle United. Sorry, Tony, it's an opportunity that I have to involve everyone. But still, they come straight back down and then continue. We're doing what they did best in that decade, beating the fuck out of Leeds United. And but still, and the word people think, oh Tom, I bet you really hated that night that Derby beat you in the playoffs. That 10 years makes that fucking child's play, but that is still the worst night in my football existence, and I've seen a lot of shit. Leeds United were 1-0 up, and then we were 1-0 up / 2-0 up on aggregate, 2-0 up on aggregate, and then we gave the ball on the 44th minute to Iker Casillas. Whatever. Anyway, still, he's just upset because I mentioned Newcastle. That they lost to that Derby County team.
No, I just feel. I feel your.
Wait, what does Iker Casillas have to do with Leeds or Derby?
He's got nothing to do with this. I've named the wrong goalkeeper. I'll name the wrong racist. It's fine.
It was like when was Iker Casillas with fucking Derby County?
Kiko Casillas.
Yeah, you had the
Kiko
Casillas. But it's very similar.
And he's like,
but they both
and it was a cold day in Derby in 1997 when Cristiano Ronaldo scored a goal from outside the box. Frank Lampard was the manager.
No, I meant Chris Ronalds.
What? No, Chris Ronald.
Chris Ronald.
Chris O'Ronald.
I was watching
Sorry,
that match at
O'Ronald.
work. We were 1-0 up. I was watching that match at work. One of my bosses basically sent me an email going, I think you're going to make the playoffs. And the second he sent that, we fucking gave the ball to the goalkeeper who came out to the halfway line, lost the ball, and then Derby fucking scored. And then Derby went and scored another 3 fucking goals on top of that. They need to go fuck themselves, and I fucking hate that club. It pleasured me when they fucking ran out of money because they fucking gave the job to Frank Lampard, who's an absolute fucking shyster, and he's going to continue to be a shyster because he's a prick, he's a fat prick. And I'm sure he's a nice man in real life, but I don't actually want to hear about him being a nice man in real life because he's going to foul again, because that's what he does. He takes all your money, he fouls, and he fucks off back to Chelsea, where he also fouls. But because he's their top scorer and everyone loves him, you get to continue failing because you're Fat Frank and everyone loves you. And I really think it's probably best that I'll probably shut my fucking trap right now because I'm probably going to libel myself.
Well,
No, it's all right. Is he actually the manager now?
Of Coventry City.
Yeah.
Not Garvey.
Coventry. Wasn't
they wouldn't take him back.
So he managed them. Did
He didn't manage.
did Rooney manage them as well?
He managed Derby County in the Championship in
Yeah,
2020.
before Chelsea.
Yeah.
Which
He's
group
been
of
to
the
Chelsea twice
World
in
Cup is
between.
Arsenal in? We're not in it. We're not in it. We don't have time for these made-up fucking cups that people do to pat themselves on the back.
You have to have a Champions League to your name to get into the World Club Cup.
Exactly.
Apparently.
Wait,
I
no,
don't
there's
even
a
know
bunch
who's
of
in
other
it.
fucking teams that are in it as well. That, yeah, I think isn't fucking Messi FC in it? Yeah, so that shows you how real of a fucking cup it is. So yeah, go ahead and be in your extra games. I hope all of your players get fucking injured in that stupid
I
fucking
knew you were going
cup.
to say that, Lolo.
Is Man City?
Yeah,
in it?
fucking let them.
Yeah,
Man City and Chelsea are in it.
That's fucking great. I'm glad.
The only reason there's not more English clubs in it is because they have a 2-club limit unless you actually win the Champions League.
How did Chelsea get the second slot?
Because they won the Champions League in 2021.
Yeah, but didn't? Oh, they.
No.
Yeah, that's right. They won the year
In that
after.
in the 4-year window, they're counting Chelsea won Champions League. It just
So what
feels
if
like a
Liverpool win the
lifetime ago
Champions League?
because it was a lifetime ago in football terms.
I feel like you should lose your Champions League if you finish 8th every year, 3 years after, or whatever they've.
It just sounds like you feel like they should lose their Champions League anyway.
Yeah.
I'm all for that.
No,
Give it to West Ham, seeing as they're champions.
Oh, Lolo, I mean,
Hell
Kai
yeah,
Havertz
Tom!
goal,
Finally,
right?
you're talking some sense. God
no,
damn right we are.
the
champions of
Club
Europe.
World Cup.
Straighten
We've
yourself
got
out. Shit, mate.
That's a great idea. That Club World Cup, though, I love it.
Are you guys gonna get like Graham Potter or Terzic in about a week?
Hell no. I want a Sergio Conceição, the guy from Portuguese. That's what we want. A progressive manager at Porto, 7 years, won three titles. Out of that, and Portuguese league's no joke. They got some quality players, teams that come through there. So, I'm thinking right now, the thing about him is I don't want these retreads. These retread Premier League managers that come out, get sacked, come back, and all that. Right now, they're dealing with the new age players. You need someone like this guy. He's 50 years old. He's a motivator. His team loves him. I think he had like players prior, like Diaz, I think, from Liverpool. I think he managed him at one level back in the day. So he's got a lot of things going on.
You can
now
buy a Vanelson off of Bournemouth. Get him.
Yeah.
It sounds like
the
no
guy
one
I'm
loves him
promoting.
more than you, Lawrence.
I'm telling you, that's the guy I'm promoting because there's so much in the West Ham chat now, and we're like this. We are so fascinated with talking shit about how bad the manager is. It happened with Moyes, and all respect, I love my team, but it becomes exhausting. If someone strategically looks out there and says, who do we really want to have, you do this. The problem that we have is we have a very cheap-ass, not intelligent owner, and David Sullivan. He's not a very good, he doesn't make good choices. He waits too long.
He does when it comes to selling dildos, to be fair.
Well, hey, that's where he makes his money, baby. You know how it is. Pornhub. I'm sure you got a subscription there, Tom. But anyway,
why would I? It's free. It's free.
No, is it? I don't know. Well, see,
I would know, and it is free. Let's confirm that it's free.
I think I might have stumbled upon it. You and the people in there, a couple of them.
Is that how much you value your soul for, Tom? Just free.
There you go. There you go. But honestly,
you might as well just be a tag team at this point.
Yep, you got it.
Load of fun.
But that's the guy I would like to see replace Lopetegui. And I was upset because Dave, where I thought the Wolves fan would be on here or something tonight.
Come on, gamble on Gasparini from Atalanta.
Nope.
No,
Although they
he
might
won't
win.
leave.
They might win the
Yeah.
Italian league. They should.
He won't. He won't
He'll only
leave.
leave that
He
club
won't
in a
leave.
box.
Not especially
I-
not this year. They can win it all.
We got to be, and I think we have to be realistic. It's West Ham, and the thing is, a lot of people say about, oh, I want a manager or coach who's got Prem experience. You know what? Bullshit, man. If you got experience somewhere else and you're proven and you're a motivator, you have proper tactics of how you want to, what your formation is and how you address it, and you get you. That's who I want. And nowadays, it's just like, you know, Americans in NFL now. Look how young some of these coaches are. They have the new tactics, what they want to have. They relate to the players. You need to have that same in the Prem. The old days of having these retreads, and that's what I call them. The same old geezers come through there, and you pick them up. Now, you have some top-notch guys. Don't get me wrong. Up in the, you know, you have that. But we're not in that level, and I'm realistic. I like to be in the middle of the table and stuff like that. But that's why I said give this guy a chance and see it. But the thing, will he take it? I don't know.
But
that's who I want.
Has Graham Potter missed his moment to get a coaching job again?
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
He waited too long.
You know
Yes.
what? It's a good question. You know what they had, which was ridiculous? They were saying that West Ham offered him a short-term contract.
6
and
months.
He turned it down. Yeah, and he turned it down, which is, to me, for the guys not working, why not? I don't want him because you know who
Because
I want.
Still getting
you
paid by
take
It's because Chelsea are still paying him. Is
security.
actually why
You-
he never took it.
What's
yeah,
that?
but you know who also
with
took a
Ajax.
6-month contract at one point?
Frank Lampard.
Fucking Fat Bruce. Steve Bruce. No, sorry. Who am I?
Cabbage
Which
head,
one?
Steve Bruce is
Sam
cabbage head.
Bruce Lee.
Fat Sam.
Lee
The
Dixon.
Fat Sam. Thank you, Fat Sam, who then did well for 6 months and fucked off, and then the next time a team was in trouble, brought him in for 6 months, and now he's just a 6-month manager. He's just a putting out the fires manager. So
6
you
month
do
manager. 6 months. We gave him a month. We gave Sam Allardyce allegedly had his reputation was generally he wins at least once in every 5 matches. And Leeds United, as proven by this, if we'd have actually beat Newcastle in that game, scored the penalty to go 2-0 up, may have won the game. It's not the point. Not the point I'm making, Tony. The point I'm actually making here is we gave him not enough games because if he wins in once every 5 games, and then we give him 4 games, you're basically telling him we're actually going below your natural average. And that's why we're basically saying, Sam, either have 200 grand for no reason, just sit there on the bench for 4 matches, take your money and fuck off home and have a lovely podcast for the rest of your life. And go fuck yourself.
But no, I think the
Prick
logic,
with your pint of wine drinking motherfucker. Sorry, what?
the logic of ownership to have a 6-month term is it's not a bad idea and stuff. And why I say that, and some managers won't take, well, screw off then, because at that point when you're struggling, you want to see progression. You want to see that you're improving somewhat. You didn't get relegated. You did all this, and you see some. Because I honestly believe, and we all heard. I mean, I know you guys aren't with West Ham. We had a great window. We have a lot of decent players we brought in, but collectively are not playing together very well. And that's a manager's job.
Players, Lawrence.
Well, no, but that's why. That's why.
in my opinion.
We go back to like the Chelsea thing last year, right? But then it starts transitioning, got better, right? Remember last year it started the Prem. Chelsea had all these new players came in and they were playing dreadful. They were terrible, but they started turning around and they got better. And look at them now. So
that's because one of them is really good.
Well, Palmer, you're talking about with Jackson's good. They got a lot of good people in Chelsea. I'm not a fan of them, but they got quality.
They brought in a manager that could. They actually told, hey, you do whatever you want, and he straight up from the beginning said, we've got no room for you. We've got no room for you. You're not going to make it here. And Pochettino would never say that.
Gotcha. And that's true. Good point.
Pochettino was a little bitch about it all and wanted to. Tony?
Strongly, Tony. Yeah.
They also spent 120 on Enzo, 100 and whatever on.
And Poch couldn't make it work. That's what I'm saying. He couldn't make it work.
They started getting better
there
at
were
the end of the
too
year.
many.
He was still the manager. He was still the manager.
They did get better at the end of the year.
End of the year, they started improving.
But it wasn't until Maresca came in and really like put his foot down and was like, "No, I'm not playing these games. This is my team."
Yeah, well, I like that.
Joe Otani's gonna sign for him.
breaking
the
your
league.
transfer record to buy a player who was only signed 5 months previously for a lot of money, not as much as you paid for him, is
Now,
madness.
That's Bowley.
tough.
That's
Yeah.
Bowley, though.
Mhm.
That's the management, the ownership, not the management. Which
Yeah, true.
I mean, I think they have
and the management was flipping out.
They have a legitimate coach right now that
Yeah.
they're
Bold fraud.
But I think I was watching a stream earlier of some other guys, and one Chelsea fan put it perfectly,
when
and
he said
he
I'm a
said,
cunt.
no, yeah, basically. But when somebody was saying like, well, I don't think you guys will win it this year, but I think next year you guys will be, you'll be right there, and you'll be older and more wise, and he goes, bruv, well, probably, and
They
said,
don't talk like that. They do not talk like that. They are much more posh.
They definitely don't talk like you.
They don't
Well,
talk like me.
he says, Chelsea, we don't do phases. We either win it all or we're fucking shit. We don't do phases. We're not gonna slowly build to a good team. We're gonna fuck around and be fucking nobody knows what is going on, and then something's gonna work, and it'll work for 1 year.
Yeah, but I
2
feel like they
years,
finally have like a
and then it'll all go
they have
to
a
crap.
project manager now. Like,
And that's Chelsea. Chelsea is a year by year. It's a 1 year project where you have all these pieces. You can, if you sort them into the pie tin, it will fit, and you'll go and you
Well,
can
because
win everything.
They've spent so much money, they have to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If not,
But I think
Chelsea-
they
they're
got
not sustainable like
got-
Arsenal is or some other clubs in the league.
how I see right now in the league, and this is just my opinion, you guys can disagree or whatever. The teams that I see that are on the jump is definitely Liverpool, and I predicted them to win it all at the beginning of the season. I know you hate that, but whatever. Arsenal is looking fine. They're looking real good now. They beat our ass, but I'm just saying they're beating everybody. They're looking in form. And then Chelsea's the other club. I mean, out of those, everyone else is like mishmash, inconsistent, all that. I really see the form there. Now, again, we always know health is is important. So you got to keep the people healthy and all that. But those are the 3 teams right now that I believe that are really going to be making a move as we get on the 30th week. So we're almost halfway through the season, a couple more games, right? So I see the game. Arsenal's making that stride right now. Will it be enough to catch up if Liverpool sustains what they're doing now?
Yeah, I think we have clearly solidified who the 4 best teams in the league are, and even a slumping Manchester City, as bad as they have slumped,
Yeah,
are right there in fucking 4th place, and any slip
True.
up by anybody, and they'll be back in 2nd.
I mean,
you know,
yeah.
they're 2 points.
Tottenham's
They're
where
2
Tottenham
points
is
behind, and they've been terrible.
where Tottenham
That's
is
a
in
good
the
point, yeah.
table with that goal differential is just the funny. It just looks so funny every time I look at it.
I can never
If
put
Tottenham-
Tottenham in front of nothing.
I know,
If
but how can you
Tottenham
not turn a
are
13
good-
goal differential into at least 5th place?
No,
If Tottenham played Man
you're
City every
spot
week,
on,
they'd
you're
be
spot on,
champions.
spot on.
Simple
What's
as
that, Tom?
I said if Tottenham played Manchester City every week, they'd be the champions. But they don't. They play everyone else, and they're Tottenham. But
That's why. That's
they're
why.
pretty
Spoiler
consistent
alert:
right now.
Tottenham 100% will beat Chelsea this weekend. It's
Ooh, let me see what I
just a
picked on
fucking
mine.
Spursy thing to do. It's such the Spursy thing to do is to beat City, lose to fucking Bournemouth, beat, and then go and beat Chelsea. Like that. This is exactly.
Tottenham don't win at home to Chelsea. What are you talking about, sir?
I picked that as a 2-2 draw.
Tottenham
a
never
Desmond.
beat Chelsea at home. I mean, don't
Yeah.
get me wrong. Someone's
Show
going
me
to
the
look back
proof,
and
Tom.
go,
Come on, show me the proof.
Show me the proof.
Yeah, show me the
I mean,
the
I'm
money.
sure it's out there, but just show it anyway.
Well, you know what? While you're
That's
looking that up,
business.
we are late for our bio break, and my
Turn
bladder is
off Tom's
feeling
mic because he's gonna find proof.
it. So, guys, we'll be back in just a couple of minutes. We're gonna play some sort of video here for you. But we're at halftime right now. We're gonna have a quick little bio break. So if you need it, go use the restroom, smoke them if you got them, that type of stuff. I just, as we brought up, Tottenham, it just reminded me that I have to go to the restroom.
Oh, perfect.
And so we will be right back in just a few minutes as we play a little ditty I like to call Tottenham Sucks.
I love it.
Yo, it's been difficult. I gotta be honest. Not used to seeing Spurs fans happy. It's disheartening. At least I know. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. I'm a gunner for life, so I can't let it rest. When I hear some silly fans screaming that the Spurs are best, so I just gotta put them back in their place and tell them to go and check out their trophy case. It's empty, filled with nothing but dust. Okay, maybe one trophy all covered in rust. But hey, it's a new day. You got yourself Jose. He iced out Dele like he was protein. Ha! But that's cool. You got your boy back, Kurt Bale. Yep, he's alright. Weird that he couldn't get a sniff in Madrid, but played a lot of golf though. And I hear it all the time that the Gunners pass at prime and thinking that we're quality is an absolute crime. So before the comments start, let me do my part and tell y'all about my team straight from my heart. Yeah, Alba ain't been great. Pepe can't run straight. Willian is old and Xhaka is cut rate. Yet Ozil lost his job and Ceballos is a knob. And David Luiz looks like Sideshow Bob. That's cool, you know why? Cause I take freaking Gunnersaurus over any of them dirty Spurs. Or maybe Son, that boy good. But I still wouldn't ever trade my team for yours, even if you begged me down on all fours, saying, Lolo, come on, Lolo, come over. Motherfuckers, I'd rather support the Blackburn Rovers, and I'll always have a cannon on my crest, unlike y'all with the cock on your chest. And you may have a good season, straight out of luck, but one thing's never changing in my mind, that Spurs suck.
What do we think of Tottenham? Shit! What do we think of shit? Thank you!
Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care if the top of the league, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks. Tottenham sucks. Don't care what you think, the Spurs suck. Tottenham sucks.
Woo! We're back. All right, missed the end of that song. All right.
You have to edit that ending.
Yeah, we need the ending of the song. Where's the end of the song?
It cuts off.
It cuts off.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh well.
Anyway.
Hey Lawrence,
we're
I don't
back.
know if you noticed, I've been putting up the Capital score and the Rangers score.
I've seen that there, John. I appreciate that.
Just for you, buddy.
You still draw 0-0 with the Penguins? Yeah.
That song was when I was cool. Yeah, I'll have to make another one soon.
It's so funny.
but
All the Arsenal players you quote haven't been there for just years, but Son is still.
Yep.
there.
And yeah, he's still the only one I would take.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Mr. Tom, are you ready to do some betting in the dark, or do you have some
Oh,
stats
Lord.
for us? Did you look up some stats?
Well, I was looking at it, and basically, Tottenham have won about 13 games against Chelsea since the year 2000, and they play twice a year plus cup games. So, cut a long story short, Chelsea beat Tottenham a lot.
Yeah.
How many draws are there?
There were certainly more wins than draws. For example, Tottenham have only won twice since 2020, and Chelsea win an awful lot of those, including 5 in a row at one point. So Chelsea, if Chelsea had a bitch, it would be Tottenham.
I really would like Tottenham to win. I think Lolo would as well this weekend.
The what?
We both want Tottenham to
Oh,
win.
of course. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah,
But
anytime
I was
Chelsea
also
wins.
thinking about your the Chelsea fan that you were referencing. He was probably a Man City fan 8 games ago. So
Yeah.
just wondering,
Yeah.
just coming back to the club he supported in 2003 when they got money as well. Sorry, what?
Well, Tom, let's get to betting in the dark before we run out of time, because we took a late bio break and we're already well into the second half of the match here. So let's do some betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Betting in the dark with Mr. Tom.
Come on, love, place your bets.
Hey,
Yes,
hey,
yes.
it's been a while. Sorry.
This is betting in the dark with Mr. Tom and Cyril and Finger the Duck.
Gary Busey die?
I can only wish.
No, we just pay tribute to the greats, and Gary Busey is a great because Gary Busey has done a lot of things. Tony, have you ever won Celebrity Big Brother in the UK? Tony, have you won Celebrity Big Brother in the UK?
Have I watched it?
Have you won it? Not have you watched it. I give a fuck if you watched it. Have you won it?
No.
But Gary Busey has.
Have you seen this guy lately? He looks like death.
Were you in Point Break?
When has Gary Busey not looked like death?
Lolo, you got point taken.
I always thought Gary Busey looked like if Nick Nolte was.
If Nick Nolte was on crack.
Even more drugs.
Yes. Yes.
That's right, John.
He's the after picture in a Nick Nolte before the drugs and after.
He's like if Nick Nolte and the Tales from the Crypt Keeper had a child.
Yeah.
I just love how Chris brought his own self to a dead stop when he was like, he's like Nick Nolte. If Nick Nolte was, let me see, alcoholic. Well, no. Drug no. Well, no.
Nick Nolte is all those things, right?
And Chris was like, dead stop. Oh shit. They're both so fucked up. Gary Busey just looks like Nick Nolte actually living all that shit on his face. Nick Nolte.
Have you ever seen both of them in the same room? That's all I'm saying.
That's funny. Now you say that, now you're like, yeah, making a little sense there. You're right.
That being said, Chris, we should write a quick pitch for a Nick Nolte, Gary Busey buddy cop flick. I think it would be fucking fantastic. People our age would go see it, even if it was crap. Like if we could sell that,
it wouldn't be crap, though, would it? It's Gary Busey and Nick Nolte.
And the preview for it would be, yo, we got a movie coming out with Gary Busey and Nick Nolte and playing buddy cops. That's it. Go see it, and people would go see it. They don't have to. You don't have to make a trailer.
Who would the villain be? Who would the villain be?
Steven fucking Seagal.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
I was, when you give a question,
Jeremy Irons' voice.
Yeah, Jeremy Irons would overdub Steven Seagal. And the lips wouldn't match. Steven Seagal would be saying something, and then Jeremy Irons would say something like deep scar shit. Anyway, this is betting in the dark with Mr. Tom, believe it or not. This is where Mr. Tom picks a bunch of crazy bets that will not happen. But if they do, you could turn $1 or £1 into many a pound or dollar. So we recommend that you don't place these bets, but if you do, it would maybe just put $1 or less. I've been putting 27 cents on these bets, and you know what? I've been doing even better because I've been losing like a third of a quarter of what I would be betting. So, but yeah, so I consider that winning. Anyway, Mr. Tom, take it over.
Take it away, boys. Right, I'm going with Everton will be playing Liverpool in the Merseyside derby, which is obviously the last Merseyside derby at Goodson. And I've gone with Everton to win because I can't turn up here with a bet that actually has below 100 in payout because I'll be too ashamed to actually do that.
Is it the last Merseyside derby because Everton will hopefully go down one of these years?
It's the last one at
the current stadium.
Oh.
Yeah. So I perceive Everton are going to do the thing which they rarely do, where they're like, no, we're actually going to play up for this one and might actually try.
Good night, Team Grande. Team Grande now Kai.
Who's their manager?
It's Sean Dyche, sir.
Oh, that's right.
For now.
Johnny Dyche.
They suck so much, Everton, as a club, that I saw a tweet of their fans complaining about Jack Harrison, which they're right to do, but they were complaining on the night that they won 4-0.
That's
To
crazy.
which
Yeah.
they got
Wow.
a reply. You won 4-0 and you're complaining about one of your players that are on loan.
Well, granted, Dawson gave him 2 goals from another team, but yeah.
That's very charitable. I agree. I agree, Lawrence. But, you know, but obviously Dwight McNeil, because I like picking the old Burnley boys, because they always seem to come up trumps for Sean Dyche. Never when I actually pick him to do it, but they do on days where I don't. So it's either going to be McNeil or Tarkowski, and then Dominic Calvert-Lewin to get like an 88th minute penalty.
They should sign Sam Vokes. Maybe that would help him out.
Fucking why not? Pick Sam Vokes as well.
Listen, Tom, I have some belief in this bet. The correct score and Dwight McNeil and all of that is tough. However, the clean sheet against Liverpool, as improbable as it sounds, the best player on Everton is their keeper. And he has a tendency of showing up in big emotional games.
Yes, very
and
true.
putting in a performance that just annoys the shit out of you, and you go, "Oh, I can see."
He's also known for injuring Virgil van Dijk, which could happen.
Not even getting carded for it because it was offside or whatever.
Do you remember that? Do you remember that when Everton won the league in September after that game against Liverpool? Sorry, I'm reminiscing about old times. Ancelotti times.
No, but you guys hear what I'm saying, right? You guys hear what I'm saying? Pickford, as bad as Everton could be, it could be one of these, like when De Gea had 20 saves against Arsenal. And Arsenal lost to Man United, even though we dominated them and we lost the game. He had 20 saves. That game was all De Gea. If Dwight McNeil could score first and score early, and then they sit back and there's tons of pressure, yet Pickford has a fucking game that just and Chris, you've seen this before as well. I know when like about the 70th minute or so, you're like, it's not happening today. It's not. It's one of these fucking games where we had one against West Ham last season, Lawrence.
December, I remember.
Arsenal, where in about the 70th minute, I look over at my friend and I was like, I've come to terms with the fact that it's just not happening today. It's one of those
Everton did
days.
This at Anfield. What you are describing, Everton did this at Anfield in the lockdown. Granted, there was no fans in attendance, but the fact is, this has happened. Liverpool dominated in between the 2 goals, but they didn't score. And to people sitting there going, "Oh, Liverpool, how can you not have picked Liverpool to not score?" The bet, if I do 2-1, that 293 changes to about 105. So yes, they probably are going to score, but I'm not going to turn up here and say that on the air. I would much rather tell lies and then just say, "Fuck it," they're not going to score.
Yeah. I'm just saying, it's just like you said, Tom. Liverpool are probably going to score. They probably are. They're probably going to win the game.
They'll probably score in the first 5 minutes, and the whole bet will be dead, and I'll go back to bed. Yeah. I don't give a shit. Actually, I won't.
I stand by my statement. And shit can happen. And Everton have done it to us at their club at fucking Goodison as well, where we come in as favorites and it's just not our fucking night. And
Ashley Young at left back in this game?
Ashley Young scored a goal the other day.
I know, but is he at left back in this game?
Oh, I don't know.
Do you know Ashley Young's son is a professional footballer, and Everton drew that team in the cup?
They could play against each other. It would be the first father-son playing against each other in an actual...
Have a good night, Tony.
Have a good night, Tony. I don't know. He said he had to go.
He's falling asleep, sir.
Oh, sorry. We let him talk about Newcastle for a little bit. Yeah. But Chris, one thing I need to give Arne Slot a little bit of credit for right now, I thought was the fucking move of the week, even Mourinho talking shit
Oh,
to Pep was funny enough.
that was fun.
But talking about it being, you made a joke about it being the last match, the last Merseyside derby at Goodison, and then you're like, the last Merseyside derby because they're getting relegated. Arnie Slot's comment when Mo Salah, when you guys beat Manchester City, somebody asked him about Mo Salah's comment about, it could be my last time playing Manchester City, at home at Anfield, and it was incredible, whatever. And Arnie Slot was like, "What? Maybe he knows something I don't know. Maybe Mo knows something I don't know about the 115 charges, and and Manchester City's gonna get relegated. I don't know." And then he was like, "It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke." But that, I'm giving your manager fucking props for that.
Pep must have been like, "This is very serious. This is my club."
It came out of nowhere. And I was like, "That's a fucking great joke. That's a great fucking joke."
He made it funny.
Oh yeah. He learned from Mourinho. That was definitely.
Please, Director John.
That's probably the only reason why Mourinho chimed up, was because Slot had a better dig at Pep than.
Mourinho got jealous because he's used to being games master. But if you don't mind, Director John, can we please go on to the second one, which would definitely win?
Oh Jesus!
And basically,
your stuff's jacked.
Nottingham Forest are doing well, sir.
No, they're not.
They're doing. They did well against your team when they beat you.
Oh, okay, that was fair enough. Move on.
Yeah, Chris Wood is going to score twice because
it's not going to happen.
Former Leeds great Chris Wood. That's how
he is a former Leeds great of the championship.
This is not going to happen, man.
Hey, just like Somerville.
Somerville was okay. It was okay.
All Chris Wood does
he was just player of the year last year for your in the junior league.
I never gave him player of the year for a start, and the only way he'd have ever actually been player of the year in my mind is if he actually played well when it actually fucking mattered at Wembley, but he fucking went missing. He might as well have gone to West Ham early on that day, because that's how he fucking played, like he fucking knew where he was going. Go fuck yourself, Christ Sensio. In fact, you should go fuck yourself just for being named Christ Sensio, and the fact that you see Leeds fans on the internet calling you Cry or Cree or whatever, fucking. Get yourself a more sensible name, sir. And then you stop making yourself sound like a fucking prostitute's holiday. Anyway, what? Sorry. Chris Wood's going to score twice in this. Manchester United are going to lose to not Liverpool. They will lose to Liverpool, probably, because they always do. And when they play them, which ain't on this one because they're playing Nottingham Forest. And Nottingham Forest going to win because it pays money. And I come here and then I have things that actually pay money. Whether they're actually going to happen, that's a different matter. But the fact of the matter is Chris Wood's going to score twice. But remember this when after 3 minutes when Højlund scores.
I think with this, Tom,
Rashford.
I think I'll just put the bet of Chris Wood to score 2.
That pays about 18-1.
I would do it 1 goal. I like him. I'd say 1 goal, not 2.
Yeah, but we don't place bets that are like Chris Wood to score 1, and your $1 could turn into $1.48, and you're like, no, it's not worth our time. My 27 cents. I need to turn my 27 cents. I have a house to buy, so I need my 27 cents to turn into about 3 million very soon.
Quick.
Then you need to bet on Chris Wood to score 11 goals.
There you go.
They won't even take those bets, man. I've sent emails to DraftKings like, hey, place this bet. And they're like, you need to stop emailing us.
I was so upset the week that Manchester United played Ipswich, and I tried to predict a 9-0 win for Ipswich, and they would not take the bet. They would only let me have Ipswich to win. They had 8-0, 500. They wouldn't let me go as far as 9, which I find really disrespectful considering Man United did beat Ipswich 9-0 in 1995. Why else would I want to fucking say that? Not because I want to fucking win the bet. They didn't. They lost. But still.
I don't think these companies know what kind of money they're losing by not letting us bet these crazy things.
Sure.
We're handing them opportunity. and cash.
Tom, I was there looking
It's
for
charity.
Jury and Timber hat trick. Wasn't even available. Then he scored the first goal. I was like, see?
I'm liking that Timber.
That's why I emailed him. That's why I
should have
emailed
said
them all my crazy bets.
You should have screenshotted the fact that you had him score twice or whatever and go, you fucking robbed me by not letting me pick 3. Because people could just say that, but at least give the impression you were willing to actually put it on because you were about to do the slightly lesser and more silly bets.
Yeah. You know what I should do? I'm going to get like an envelope and write a letter to DraftKings that has a bet for a match that's in like a month, and be like, I need Jury and Timber to have 2 assists, Bukayo Saka with with 1 goal, and Martin Odegaard 2 shots on target, and I'll send in like $4 in quarters and just mail it to them and see what happens. See if it just gets returned.
Do it in pennies. Make it right.
Pennies.
I've just seen a tweet from Football Insider which says Leeds United's borderline no panic about Daniel Farke and the club's promotion prospects this term. Why is that even a discussion? So
if you mailed $4 in pennies, it'll cost you $5 in postage.
Exactly.
It'll be worth it. It'll be worth.
Well, let me tell
it's
you
about
story,
the bet.
John.
It's because I believe in the bet.
I
I
have some West Ham friends that are in England, and the postage to send the gift costs more than what I bought the gift for. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
100% true.
It's ridiculous.
At work, I once got overpaid by I think it was 26 pence, and legally they have to notify you that I overpaid you. But at the time, obviously now it would just be an email. But at the time, they had to send me a letter, and I read it, and I was like, "But it cost you 40 pence to post it."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Yep.
Sometimes you got to analyze the process. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I had a box of candy, Halloween candy, that I was going to send to my niece and nephew, Diego and Sophia.
Yeah,
Lawler's kids.
Yeah.
With the first year that they moved away from here, and they missed Halloween. They're like, "Oh, we don't have Halloween in Spain." And so I got some Halloween candy and I put it in a box, and I went to the post office and I did that, and they're like $76. And I was like, nope. Ate the candy on the walk home, going like,
I don't love my nephew that much.
Fucking sympathy. No, I'm gonna send you some photos of me eating some Halloween candy.
I should have done that.
Venmo them $5. They can buy some candy at the nearby store.
Yeah,
I'll bring it to you in the summer. It'll be nice and hard.
You should have done that. You should have done a live stream of yourself eating the candy. So then, but you could describe the flavors they would have experienced had postage not been such a con.
Knowing them, know, they're always on their phone, they probably would have enjoyed that more. They probably would have put some shitty comments and thumbed down, but hey, that's interaction.
It's interaction.
Counts the same.
Good interaction or bad interaction is just interaction.
There's
no such thing.
Speaking of which, if you're still watching this, please hit the like or the dislike. We don't care. Just hit a button.
That's the most Harry Maguires I've ever seen.
Did you guys see the replay of Harry Maguire during the set piece that Arsenal scored on? Did you guys see that clip?
No. I didn't see it.
Oh, okay. I'll find it and I'll show it to you. It's like the sweetest, like you just feel like, oh, bless his heart. Like, I don't know if y'all have that saying, but bless his heart.
You should go to Leeds, I think.
I think
you get center back there.
Nah, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Look,
absolutely not.
I fucking found it straight away. Look, I'll show it to you. Here we go. Bless his fucking heart. John, do you see that there? If you share my screen or no.
Celta won today.
Sorry. Watch him. Look at him. He's all by himself. Poor guy. Bless his heart. Look, what is he doing? He's just standing there, and everybody runs right past him.
Because they don't know, nobody needs to mark him. He's no good.
That's
He's
impressive.
on defense. Oh, he's on defense. Oh, what's he doing?
He's on defense.
That guy. Look at him. He's a windmill. He's a windmill.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys. 5 guys run past him.
They were talking about trying
to zonal marking, man.
He was, and they were talking about trying to bring him to West Ham. I'm like, please, God, no. Please, God, no. I just never.
I'm still watching this. I didn't know. I don't know when you took it off the screen, John, because I didn't stop watching it.
Who was the former England coach again?
Southgate.
Yeah, wherever Southgate.
Johnny Mnemonic.
Oh
I was
yeah,
about to say Sven-Goran Eriksson. I don't know why.
Southgate will coach in the Premier League at some point. He'll be at like.
They keep talking about that.
Or something.
Yeah, there's I was like, don't get him to West Ham, but there's always every time you have like the struggling teams, his name always does pop up.
Ooh. And here we go for the final one of the 3. Wow. Chelsea to win 4-2 at Tottenham.
Dude, this one
suck. Chelsea suck too. Sorry, sir.
This one, Tom, what is wrong? This one actually makes sense.
Of course it does.
Whoa. I don't see anything wrong with that. I mean, except the exact score, which is very difficult to. It's just a guess at this point, but a bunch of goals. Jackson to score
Chelsea
first.
Played here. Chelsea won 4-1 because Tottenham played their defense on the halfway line.
I don't think it's a bad.
With 9 men.
Yeah.
Oh, that was when Jackson couldn't finish and he only had 3 instead of like 9.
That's when Nicholas Jackson, as Chris just said, Nicholas Jackson executed the worst hat trick I've ever seen in the history of football because it should have been 3 hat tricks, as he said.
Yeah, I mean he was getting
a shot every 20 seconds. And he only scored 3.
That was the most FIFA match I had ever watched. Yeah. Whereas, like, first red card, you fucker, I'm gonna slide tackle you. Down, fuck it, I don't give a shit. All out attack.
Don't get me wrong. As fun as it was to see Spurs get absolutely destroyed while refusing to defend despite getting destroyed, that was actually the football match that I would use as Exhibit A for why VAR should be abolished. Because it was atrocious. Like how much of that match was actually spent watching referees watch replays of football matches of a football match. The ball was in play for about 20 minutes of the game, if I recall.
If that game happens,
Chelsea still managed to score 4 goals.
If that happens this year and Spurs get 2 red cards, Jackson scores 6, I think, of the 9 instead of 3 of the 9.
If not more, right now he's fired. Right now he's the Nicholas Jackson that they had bought. The player that Chris informed me was a very good player back then. I remember talking to you about him.
He really had like first half of a good season at Villarreal. He scored like 13 goals in the second half of the season. And he was clearly going to get bought by someone. I thought that was. I wasn't expecting him to go to Chelsea, but Chelsea bought everyone that summer.
Everybody.
He has former Porto player written all over him, which surprises me.
Former what?
He's Porto player. Because the amount of players that score like 30 goals in a season at Porto and then get bought to the Premier League, usually by Chelsea, which again might not be right or not, but it feels like it's right. It is astonishing. Like Hulk, Jardel, that goes back to the 90s. There's loads of players. Obviously, most players that are up front for Porto are probably going to score a lot of goals. But then as soon as they come to the Premier League, it feels like it doesn't go well.
How many does Evanilson have on Bournemouth?
Much more this week than he did looking like a couple of weeks ago. He's doing quite well there, to be fair. He's doing quite well there.
He has 4 goals in 13 for Bournemouth. That's not a bad turnout.
To be fair, though, those 4 goals are probably in the last month.
but he's actually, Chris, I've seen him enough. I've seen him I probably watched 3 or 4 of their matches all the way through this year. And he's somebody who could actually turn out.
Yeah, for sure.
He's putting in the work, and the games, even when he didn't score, like he's kind of a pain in the ass. And I know he's pulled at least one penalty from his trickery, gotten a penalty. I don't think he took the penalty. Yeah, he might have gotten 2 the other day when they got 3 penalties. Remember the hat trick of penalties by Semenyo, I think. I think Evan Nilsson might have gotten what is it called when you get the penalty?
Quick pop quiz. How many times has that happened in the top division? Hat trick penalties in one game?
Never. Once.
No, that's not true.
What was the question?
How many times has that happened in the top division?
What's
there
that?
Being a hat trick of penalties in the same game.
It should have been Steven Gerrard against Man United, but he missed the third one. I'm gonna say once.
To be fair, in the Premier League, it's happened one time. Justin Kluivert. In football, because obviously football it did exist before 1992, happened 3 times, so 4 times including this.
I know in League One a couple of years ago, he was on Liverpool. I think Jordan Rossiter scored 4 penalties in one match.
Really?
For Preston?
That would have me thinking I'd be investigating the referee for collusion at that point. Like 4 penalties.
Shit. Yeah.
4 penalties, 1 player. I'm like, you've bet on this lad. You have absolutely gone online and bet on this man to score 4 goals.
What do you think? I think whoever gets fouled should have to take the penalty if there is a clear person who's been fouled.
That's a good shot. That's like in
that's a great idea.
Thinking American basketball it happened. Yeah, exactly.
But that's why. Yeah, on corners, if like the center back is hitting you, you're like, "Fuck you, foul! Take the fucking penalty. Let's see what you do."
Well,
the only reason I think that's not the case. The only reason I think that's not the case is because, unlike basketball, there's actually more scope for a situation where it's like, well, who won that foul? As in, like if the handball, for example. Like,
I just think when it's clear.
Yeah. I guess it's a good idea, but I think that's why it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
Because, like if you take a corner and a player handballs it, does the corner taker have to take the penalty or things like that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
No, I do think it's a good suggestion, but that's
I think
why
handballs would go to you choose your penalty.
You choose, but if you're going in there, like example, and I hate this, West Ham when Saka went in there and Paqueta got him for the last week when we got blown out, but then Odegaard took the penalty. But if it's like what you said, Chris, I agree with you. Saka, which doesn't make it much better because he's awesome, he would have had to take the penalty. Those clear.
Here's my solution on handballs. You get to pick someone to throw the ball into the net.
Well, throwing the ball into the net is result in a goal kick.
Just fly Shaq in and get him to miss it. It's fine.
You probably get more saves there. It's a little slower.
If you throw the ball in from a throw in and it goes in the net,
you can throw it from the penalty spot if it's a handball.
Penalty,
Oh, you're talking about craziness.
I'm talking about insanity.
I actually knew an obscure rule and was like, no.
Rule,
you were more on my level of.
I'm now thinking of my 4 football team match simultaneously idea. That'd be perfect for it. Like if you have 2 football pitches implanted in like a cross, and you have 2 matches simultaneously with 4 teams on the pitch.
There'd be so many concussions.
Pure carnage.
So many weird things. Guys, was that the last betting in the dark?
It was.
Or do we have the accumulator?
The Magic 3. Thank you, Derek John. And to do it for Gary Busey in his Gurning face. Because he's obviously on full cocaine mode there, to be fair to him. Just incredible. How much is he on?
How does this one only pay 73? This is insane. Everton to beat Liverpool should be 73.
Yeah, I agree.
You know, like,
It ain't happening.
oh my
It
God.
ain't happening.
I believe Everton was 6. Forest were
And then
about 4.
Forest are playing Man United. Like that
Yeah.
shouldn't be. Yeah.
But Forest are higher than Man United, are they not? So
Smoking them
I know that's
trees.
not necessarily how it works, but
This is crazy.
Who's got the best logo of those 3 teams?
Oh, Nottingham Forest for sure.
Yeah.
the team that won the Champions League twice in a row.
I'd buy a Forest kit. I like the ones they had last year best.
Yeah.
So I'll redo that right now just to tell you what they individually are. But
no, it's okay. So guys, for the last part of the show, I wanted to ask you about this week, since I know it's going to start Arsenal based, but it's more of the topic about all this. Arsenal scored 2 corner kicks against Manchester United. That being said, we had 13. So to me, 13, you should fucking score 2. Like you had enough. You should score 1 at least, but 2, everybody's like being blown away by, oh my God, you scored all that. But I even made up this little thing with the Arsenal and the corner flag and their corner kings. Some people are bitching about it or using that to diminish the win against Manchester United.
That's what people do in football. Like,
but this brings up
what corners aren't a part of the game.
What do you guys think about this whole aspect of Arsenal focusing on corner kicks and actually getting 22 goals already off of corner kicks? Like,
that's really impressive.
No, I think
you guys aren't Stoke City. Like, you guys score a lot from open play and have creative. Like, I don't know. I don't understand what the criticism is. Oh, you've added an extra element to your game that makes it more likely you win the league.
That's exactly how I see it. But the thing
it was
is,
like when Liverpool was getting criticized for hiring a throw-in coach, and then they got way better at throw-ins the year they won the league. Like, yeah, fuck off.
My favorite bit.
It's an element of the game.
Yeah,
100%.
They hired a coach, like on his application, not application, on his contract. It will not say throwing coach. He'll be first team coach. He just happens to specialize in throw-ins. He is a football coach.
Man. They exploited something in the game that now probably everyone does now to some degree. They moneyballed some aspect of the game, and now everyone strategizes about throw-ins. Like, for a while,
Arsenal,
it was an advantage, and then it wasn't.
Arsenal in their corners now this year has been great, and this is a point of success. And I can only go to my team a couple of years ago when we really started shining. It was on our corners, and that's when we had Craig Dawson in there, Suchek, and we were banging in the head. We were doing so great on that. That's a great part of the game there. And you guys have done a great job of it. If it's Saka taking the corner inside the Gabriel, or if it's Rice on the other side, you guys mastered that. That's something that it's part of the game, man. Like you said, you can't.
Well, I remember Liverpool was really struggling. What was it when we had a lot of the center backs that were injured that year? We were struggling defending against corners. We're giving up tons of goals. Like, don't let the ball cross the goal line. And then you don't have to worry about corners.
And you get these big guys in there, like Gabriel, tall guys in there that got the length and they can step up and get the headers. You burn Antonio on that one first goal against us last week, and it was just out. It was a beautiful thing. Gabriel, it's like that. That is part of the game, man. It's something people that did minutes. That's ridiculous. Totally ridiculous.
That fifth goal was genuinely killer. The way that game was unfolding in that first half. That would have been a different football match had you come out at half time and that game was 4-2.
Yeah.
I genuinely believe that. Don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
it could turn out that Arsenal would have come out and then made it 5-2. But I genuinely feel there was every element, the momentum of that game had went from 4-0 to 4-2 in such a short space of time that there was genuinely the possibility that it could have been 4-4.
That was crazy.
Yeah,
within 8 minutes between Arsenal and West Ham, we scored 4 goals, 2 each. And I agree with what you were saying at the time. But I think we played hard in the second half, but Arsenal was more like they didn't press as hard. They were doing clock management.
They were 3 goals ahead. They didn't have to.
They were. Yeah, they exactly. And they played it right. So we looked somewhat like we were hustling, but Arsenal had that game.
We may have gone on and tried to put up. We may have gone on and put 8 on you and given up another goal.
If you didn't have,
But if we didn't have a midweek match,
that's a lot too. Good call. Yeah.
Everything was like okay. And Mr. Tom, I think you're absolutely right. That goal right before halftime to make it 5, to bring it back to 3, because had it been 4-2, we come back out, we're still like, guys,
it's a unique situation.
6 goals scored in the first half, 2 goals can be scored, and we're fucked.
You scored. Although you got 4 goals unanswered in that stretch, the fact of the matter remains: the final 2 goals of that half went to that team, the other team.
Yeah.
And they were pretty nice goals. That's one thing I do. We lost bad, but they were 2 great goals.
Those are 2 fantastic goals. But I don't want this to be about Arsenal. I want it to be back on the corner aspect of things, where people are also complaining that Arsenal are just fouling. They're just fouling. They're pushing people over, and they're not calling it anymore.
You are a dirty club. And I'm just saying that purely off of one incident because it suits me to say it. Because when Gabriel basically got bullied by Patrick Bamford and then he was a coward and was basically like, and I'm talking about like the game that you won 1-0 at Ellen Road when we mauled Arsenal, and you're never going to convince me that Gabriel is one of the strongest defenders in the Premier League when Patrick Bamford fucking bullied him and sent him fucking sent him that 30 fucking yards across the penalty box when he scored, and you're never going to convince me any of that bullshit. But at the same time, that's why I think you're a dirty cheating team. And I'll never forget that. I'll never forget that. On my deathbed, I could have Alzheimer's, and I will still literally remember that Gabriel Mega Legs, or whatever you want to call him, is a fucking shyster who got bullied by Patrick fucking Bamford. Patrick, I've got 1 England cap, and I didn't fucking score against Andorra. I didn't score against Postman for England. Didn't score against Postman for England because no one else wanted to pass to me because they knew I'm Patrick Bamford. Anyway, I'm sorry. Wow. That's no relevance to anything. I just thought it'd amuse me.
Patrick Bamford, I was on Chelsea for 5 years and never played a match for them.
Yeah.
Bamford. That guy?
Yeah. Patrick, Sean Dyche signed me for Burnley on loan, but then immediately regretted it when I bought my mum and dad to be there while I signed the contract because that immediately made him think I'm not a football man. That's true. That's genuinely true story. He was interested in Patrick Bamford, but then he'd signed the deal, so he was stuck with him for 6 months, and he just never played him because he brought his mum to sign the contract with him.
What does that matter?
It doesn't matter because Sean Dyche is a prick, clearly. But everyone loves him because he stood outside in cold that one time. Because he knew he'd go viral for it. He's like, all I've got to do, Sean, he speaks to himself in the mirror here. He's like, Sean, all you got to do is survive 40 minutes outside without a coat in the snow.
Patrick Bamford also played for Derby County.
He did.
All right.
Let's
go Derby.
Do you know what? You are never. Come on now. It's starting to hurt my feelings a bit. It's not true. You got to have feelings to be hurt in the first place. But at the same time, you're never more than 20 yards away from a club that has actually had Patrick Bamford on loan from.
Derby, Middlesbrough, Palace, Norwich, Burnley, Milton Keynes Dons.
That's where he was a teammate of Dele Alli. How random. But still. No, but in all seriousness, The thing with corners is if you are actually getting known as a team that is scoring corners, it's very unique in football because corners is a dying art in football. There are genuine statistics. Like Leeds basically didn't score a corner for about, it feels like 1,000 corners, but it ended up probably being about 80. But that while you're not scoring the corners, it is very like, fucking hell, what's going on here? Why can't we even get a ball on target from one or whatever?
I think it's I'm with you.
Other teams are also, the thing you're not taking into account is other teams are not scoring corners. It's not like Leeds ain't scoring corners, but everyone else is. Like the fact that Arsenal are scoring from a lot of set pieces is what is actually unique in the situation.
It's a strategy, just like a set piece from out there, a free kick out there. It's how you set up the team and do it. It's a strategy there. So I congratulate it because if you have a plan where you can do certain things and make the moves, and you have the big players in there that can do it, that's ridiculous. I'm all for it.
But we're not even talking about. It's not like we're sending all these Lewis dunks into the box to header. Our smallest defender, Jurrien Timber, was the one who scored the goal, and he did it by ducking low and coming around and
you got
just
shit on
popping
Lewis
up in
Dunk.
the right
He's a good
spot.
center back.
What?
Well, you got to shit on Lewis Dunk. He's a good center back.
No, but he's massive, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I'm not shitting on him.
Yeah.
I was. It was actually
Saliba's massive too,
compliment.
right?
Yeah, but we're not just sending our biggest guys. We send one of our biggest guys to take the corner kick. Declan Rice is 6'3" or something.
Declan Rice is the one who usually takes your left. He kicks it in, right?
That's what I'm saying. He's taking the corners.
But you got Gabriel.
So we're not
how
just,
big is he?
We're not just
Gabriel's
like, hey, all the biggest guys.
But how tall is Gabriel?
Nobody knows.
Gabriel's big enough.
6'2"?
He's like 6'3", 6'2".
Yeah.
He's about 8 foot tall, and that's why it's extra upsetting at Banter.
Well, I can say from what I've seen historically,
Gabriel can jump though as well.
Yeah.
So
he's moving. He's a quick mover. And the thing is, they a lot of times in the box, you want the big guys. They can come up there. That's why a lot of times if you have your big center backs that are tall, they'll come up there and try to get what they have there. But I get right. But
that's what I'm saying. Jurrien Timber scored the goal. He's the shortest one. He's like 5'8", 5'9".
Yeah.
But the way they did it was, we're all gonna do this. You go here.
Yeah.
Deck is gonna drop it on a fucking dime,
which he can do. Yeah.
And he just popped up. There's the ball. Boom.
Nope, I agree with you. That's great. That's a good. No, that's quality.
It's easy as pie.
I think you should try to miss them next time.
What?
I think you should try to miss them next time. I think that would give your team credibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, look, they gave us 13. We tried to miss a bunch of them. We were like half of them. We were like, Thomas Partey had one that was like so clear, wide open, and he hit it with his shoulder.
But Lolo, I go through some different things and make some predictions and stuff like that. And on average, in the Prem, you're usually looking between 9 and 13 corners per match on all of them.
Total.
Sometimes
total.
And the thing is, how many do you get? So it's not. So if you're successful at doing that, it's good. It's not the norm. 13 and you get 1 or 2. That's good because it's not automatic. But if you plan for it and you strategize, like you're saying to me, and you're telling me how they have Timber going around, it's a plan. You do this on the training pitch, right? You guys practice this stuff. That's how it should be. These are opportunities, just like a free kick. How do you set this up when they're going to have the front line there? These are opportunities, and you should always, as a team, in my opinion, practice that stuff. And if you're successful, which Arsenal has been this year, really, they talked about it, and they got us on one.
You're being too kind for a West Ham fan. Now say something mean.
No, I should, but I'm trying to be real, But it's like you have to have, that type of stuff. Because a couple of years ago, again, I said it earlier, is that's what really got us when we were like when Moyes was there, and we really got to I think we were number 7 in the league. That our set pieces were our corners, man. We were banging them. We were banging them in.
Yeah, man, it's intense. Well, guys, we are at the 2-hour mark for the show. So it's been a lot of fun talking to you all tonight. If you want to join us for some after party action, we will be in the back room click on that link. We'll be back there for a little bit. But Mr. Tom, thank you for being here the whole time. Chris, it was great seeing you back on the show. Love having you here. Lawrence as well. Thank you for being here. You put the all right. Let's have a beer in the back room and we'll but great to see you guys. Tom, your next show is
I actually don't know. I'm either going to be live tomorrow
Sunday.
with Gary, don't have to set it up yet, or I'm going to be doing We All Love Leeds to basically swear at Derby County for the entire duration if they happen
Derby.
I won't forget this, Lawrence. I won't forget this.
Oh, jokes, buddy.
You know, United have 6 clean sheets.
Yeah.
Do
they just
Onana is like on the top of the.
He's having a good year.
List.
Well, remember he came in last year
they
and he started giving something. He's tightening it up. I agree.
You got to go on to page 2 to see how United are doing. Man United.
It's incredible.
All right, guys. Well, thank you, Director John, for all your work as well. And we will see you all next week. I hope all of your teams lose tomorrow, except for Tom and, of course, the rest of you guys. Sorry. I hope you lose. Peace from Brooklyn, y'all. Much love. Bye, guys.
West Ham plays Sunday, right?